Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nondo konoa.
Ando talita kana borrongo na radio Fiji One singa toka mboleta ni station ni Almatua.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fiji One station ni Almatua ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni Almatua.
Au tulo korbo ando borrongo lebe na station ni Almatua na radio Fiji One. Ando borrongo na radio Fiji One na station ni Almatua na mandoi tele.
Na radio Fiji One nando moi vitina bonga ni BNN.
In this bulletin, 3 men charged with drug-related offences. Voter education program rolled out. And 4 families left homeless after a fire in a squatter settlement. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. 2 brothers and a third person were produced in the magistrate's court this morning charged with drug-related offences. Chanel Sivan was in court and filed this report.
Rakesh Prasad Charan, his brother Rajen Prasad Charan and Rajneesh Sharma have all been remanded in custody. They are deportees from the United States living in Nosori. The Divisional Police Prosecutor ACP Muhammad Yunus objected to Rakesh Charan being released on bail. Yunus told Suva Magistrate Chaitanya Lakshman that Rakesh is charged with 4 counts of drug-related offences and has a known previous conviction. He told the magistrate the maximum penalty for such an offence is a fine of $1 million. The prosecution also said the defence counsel should make a formal bail application tomorrow, while the state will apply to amalgamate the charges. Rakesh is remanded in custody and will be produced in the Suva Magistrate Court tomorrow. Meanwhile, his brother Rajen will appear in the Suva High Court next Friday. Third accused Rajneesh Sharma appeared in the Nasinu Magistrate Court this morning and has been remanded in custody. He will be produced in the Suva Magistrate Court on the 30th of this month. The charges against the 3 men were not read out in court. Police isn't disclosing any details at this stage, and it's not clear if the matter is related to the case last week where a man was produced in court charged for importing illicit drugs known as methamphetamine or ice. The drugs were allegedly concealed in chocolate cookies sent from the United States. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Fijian Elections Office has launched its voter awareness program for the general election. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says 28% of the 550,000 registered voters have never voted. And this is why it's necessary for the Elections Office to inform the voters of what they can expect on Election Day. Shireen Lata reports.
Over the past few months, the Elections Office has been focusing on voter registration. Now it is taking another step by introducing the voter education program.
The Election Commission believes that voter education is as important as the actual act of voting itself. In fact, it can hardly be doubted that the most important stakeholders in an election are the voters themselves.
The voter awareness program is designed to use all available platforms to equip voters about how voting works, how votes will be counted, and how seats in Parliament will be allocated to political parties and independent candidates on the basis of the number of votes each candidate receives.
Fiji's constitution says that every Fijian citizen over the age of 18 years has the right to vote. It is our goal at the Fijian Elections Office to ensure that every person who chooses to exercise this right is equipped with all the information they need to do so.
Come Election Day on September 17th, the Elections Office hopes every voter will be confident about how the system works.
The voter information guide will be widely distributed across Fiji. We will undertake a translation of the voter information guide into the 3 major languages to allow every Fijian the opportunity to read and understand the content.
Voter education got underway in Moala in the Lau group, and teams will be dispatched to other areas over the next few days. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
A 23-member team from the Elections Office is in the Lao group for the first round of the voter awareness program. Rashika Kumar with the details.
The delegation which left Suva last night is the first of many. Their role is to inform every eligible voter how to vote in September. This team will also carry out voter registration in the Lao group.
This ship is going to take the Fiji Elections Office team to the 19 islands in the Lao group, and we will be covering the total 70 villages that are in the Lao group, and we will be going to each and every village.
Election Supervisor Mohammed Saneem says officials have been briefed to check facilities on the islands that may be used during the polling.
Some of the islands in the Lao group have been planned for pre-polling, and the teams will also be doing assessments of the logistics exercise in terms of pre-polling in those areas.
More elections officials are being mobilized to provide voter education in other parts of Fiji.
There's another ship that might be departing soon for the Lomai meeting group, and we're already underway in the Western Division and the Northern Division and in the Central Division, and as we go into deeper places, we will be placing the necessary ads.
The voter education team has 8 members, while the registration team has 15 members. The teams are expected to be in Lao and Vatawa on Wednesday. Rashika Kumar, FPC News.
Fijians living in Australia are being advised to make the most of the last chance to register from this Thursday to next week Thursday. A government statement says Fijians can contact the Fiji High Commission in Canberra and the Consul General Office in Sydney, as the final round of registrations will begin from June 19th. Acting Head of Mission Cheryl Brown-Irava says the Fiji High Commission in Australia and Fiji Consulate General Office in Sydney are assisting the Fiji Elections Office with the final round of overseas voter registrations. The exercise will cover the Australian Capital Territory, New South Wales, Queensland, Northern Territory, Victoria and Western Australia. Applicants must be at least 18 years of age and bring a valid Fiji passport. An afternoon blaze at the Fiji Muslim League settlement in Nambour Suva has left 4 families homeless. The fire is understood to have started when a gas cylinder exploded. Rashika Kumar has more.
The occupants for the 4 flats watched in disbelief as their homes and belongings went up in flames. The fire in this densely populated area started a little after lunch, and the fire chief says he could see smoke coming from USP at Lodala Bay.
The priority was to prevent it from spreading to the nearby houses. As you will see, the houses are so close together, and it's fortunate that we were able to prevent it from spreading to other nearby properties.
The corrugated iron and wooden structure had 4 flats belonging to 4 brothers. The occupants were too distraught to talk as the flames had engulfed their homes and took with it the family's belongings. Firefighters pumped water from the creek to bring the blaze under control. Eyewitnesses say they heard a loud bang and believe the fire started when a gas cylinder exploded. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of the fire. Rashika Kumar, FPC News.
After the break, cane harvesting begins in Lambasa.
Talita na Radio Fiji One na mwirani nonda konoa.
Ando talita kana borrongo na Radio Fiji One singa toka mboleta ni station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji One station ni Alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji One mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tuko korbo ando borrongo lebe na station ni Alumatu na Radio Fiji One. Ando borrongo na Radio Fiji One na station ni Alumatu na bandoi tele.
Na Radio Fiji One nandu moi vitina bonga ni bienen.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The government will invest $370,000 in the business mentoring program. Ellen Stolz reports.
The business mentoring program has been labelled a good investment, especially now since the government has come on board as well.
It's not a small amount of money, but we see it as a very good investment, in particular to work with small to medium enterprises. Because we know that there are many people, for example, who have the business acumen, who have got a good idea, who have a good product. They may not necessarily know everything about how to run a business.
Under the program, experts are brought in to share experience and knowledge with local businesses. General Manager for the mentoring program, Ian Furlong, says his job is to make Pacific businesses successful.
Next week, there is a team of 5 business mentors visiting Fiji from New Zealand. They are going to meet with the first businesses here They'll be made up of, as Shaheen said, of 10 small businesses and 5 cooperatives, and they will spend the week talking to those people. At the end of the week, they will write an action plan with each of them, an action plan for change in that business or cooperative for the better, and then the decision makers in that business will implement that action plan.
The Fiji Workers and Employers Federation has been working with the program for 3 years, and Chief Executive Nesbitt Hazelman has encouraged companies to sign up and see the benefits.
To date, the program has been very, very successful. I say this because I've seen the changes that have happened in various organizations, from single consultants right up to big corporate organizations. Business Mentors has solutions that will help companies in whatever aspects of the business that they seem to be lagging in.
Business Mentoring New Zealand, which is the parent company, has been in operation for more than 21 years and has mentored 65,000 businesses in New Zealand. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The 2014 cane crushing season has begun with harvesting already underway in Lambasa. Farmers are taking advantage of the good weather to get as much harvesting done as possible. The Lambasa mill will be the first to begin crushing from Wednesday, and engineers have already started up the mill. Cane farmer Subarmani says he is expecting a good production this year.
The harvesting season for 2014 is really good. It is good that the mill will start crushing soon, as we can harvest all the cane before the rainy season.
Fiji Sugar Corporation has set a target of processing 2 million tonnes of sugarcane for close to 215,000 tonnes of raw sugar. School heads have been urged to prepare their schools for the September 17th elections. Permanent Secretary for Education Dr. Bridgelal says some of the schools will be used as polling venues and head teachers and principals must begin making necessary arrangements. Dr. Lal says school heads must cooperate with the polling coordinating officers in each division.
It just simply means cleaning up or setting up your classroom, just putting a few desks there and moving the other desks to the side so that the polling booths can be put there. My expectation is everyone will cooperate in that.
He was speaking at the Madhuwatambua School Head Seminar held in Lambasa last week. The theme for the seminar was Empowering School Leaders. That time again, we join our man in the suit, Jamie, Monday Night Sports.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. After the break, Flying Fijians prepare for tough encounter with Samoa this Saturday. This and more coming up.
Talita na Radio Fiji One na mwirani nonda konoa.
Ando talita kana borrongo na Radio Fiji One singa toka mboleta ni station ni Alumatua.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji One station ni Alumatua ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na Radio Fiji One mandi na station ni Alumatua.
Au tulgoi korbo ando borrongo lebe na station ni Alumatua na Radio Fiji One. Ando borrongo na Radio Fiji One na station ni Alumatua na mandoi tele.
Na Radio Fiji One na dumengi kinibonga New
Welcome back to FBC Sports. After a convincing win against Tonga on Saturday, the Vodafone Flying Fijians are now preparing for its next clash in the Pacific Nations Cup against Samoa this Saturday. The team is aware of what to expect from the visitors, who will be on a high after its 15-0 win over Italy over the weekend. The Flying Fijians will be working hard this week to strengthen its defense for the physical Samoans.
To keep up our good attack, we had some very good attack against Tonga on the weekend. We need to keep that part of our game strong, but I think we need to work on our defence. We started off quite well defensively against Tonga, but we let off a little bit in the second half, so we need to work on our defence systems and also our work rate in that area.
The Flying Fijians will be without prop Issei Tholati, who has been ruled out due to injury.
We've been quite well off injury-wise. We haven't had too many problems, but Issei Tholati has injured his ribs in the game on Saturday, and it looks as though that will keep him out of the contention for this week.
Meanwhile, Manu Samoa arrives in the country early tomorrow. The Rewa soccer side is out to claim victory in the Vodafone Fiji FAC tournament, which kicks off this Friday. It has been 3 years since the Delta Tigers secured a major title, and will be hoping to turn their fortunes around, starting on their home turf at Ratu Thakumbau Park. Talendau Thakathaku reports.
Rewa will be heading into the Vodafone Fiji Fact with a confident stride. The Delta Tigers last won the tournament in 2011, and this will be one of the motivating factors for the competition.
For one, that we're playing on our home turf. We need to defend our home turf, and also being the host, we don't want to displease our fans as a whole.
Rondu is sweating on the release of experienced goalies Simeone Tamanisau and Aquila Mateisuba from their work to join the side.
They both are goalkeepers, and we need them to get the team psyched up well and have team bonding. And also they are very senior players, and the younger players look up to them.
The side tested its combinations with a friendly game against Suva yesterday. It will take a monumental effort from Rewa to defend its home turf and bring smiles to the faces of its fans. Talendau Thakathaku, FBC Sports.
A huge turnout is expected at the Olympic Day Fun Run this weekend. The race will be held simultaneously in Suva and Nandi, with the theme for this year's event being Sport as a Tool in the Fight Against Non-Communicable Diseases.
What we're doing Saturday on the 21st of June is a park-to-park. This is a park-to-park walk from the Mysore Park to Albert Park and back. And also in conjunction with that, we will also have a sports fair added to the event. And as Doreen has rightly put it, this event is basically planned for, basically we're trying to get a message of the education message of physical activity and sport for healthier living.
The race in Suva will cover 8 kilometers, while the Nandi Fun Run will cover 5, starting from the McDonald's branch in Namaka. The event starts at 7 a.m. on Saturday. That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
Fiji Airways begins its first direct Suva-Apia service tonight using Fiji Link's brand new ATR 72-600 aircraft. The start of the twice-weekly service means the airline now offers 6 flights a week between Fiji and Samoa. Stefan Pekla, Fiji Airways chief executive, says the service will benefit tertiary students studying at the university campuses in Suva and Apia, as well as the business community. The airline has targeted an 87% growth in capacity in the region, and the Suva-Apia services is a key part of that plan. The Suva-Apia flights will be on Mondays and Fridays. Weather time now with the lovely Trish.
That's right, Jackie. Looking at today's map, sunny side up for all 6 centers. Suva, Nandi, Lotoka, Mbasa, Savu, and Lambasa all had fine weather all through the day. Now with temperatures, Suva and Savu were on 27, Nandi on 28, Lotoka on 30, whereas Ba on 31 and Lambasa 32. Tomorrow's forecast, good news again, as for Suva, Nandi, Lotoka, Savu, and Lambasa, all might have fine weather all day long. For mariners, a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. Situation, a high pressure system to the far south of Fiji directs strong southeast wind flow over Fiji waters and southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, easing to 15 to 20 knots by midday tomorrow. Finally, now toward our photo of the day. This beautiful picture is taken from Plantation Island by Navneet Solanki.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. Before we leave our main stories once again, 3 men who were deported from the United States have been charged with drug-related offences. Elections Office has kicked off its voter education drive with the team already in Laos, and 4 families left homeless after a fire in Namboa. Results from last week's poll question, we had asked, do you think Fiji rugby teams need to better their scrums? 95% answered yes. This week we're asking, do we need more political parties to contest the election? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news for tonight. The team and I will be back tomorrow evening. Until then, stay safe. Misa Modamanda.